Hi guys, it's Jan from Melbourne Foodforest. Last week I took you on a tour of one of our main brick keyhole beds. This week I want to show you 3 of our other workhorse beds. So the layout of this section is we've got 2 timber hardwood beds that lead to another keyhole bed. These 2 beds on either side are like the extension or the arm of this keyhole bed, and we chose different materials to create a different visual feel. So brick keyhole bed here, and the same width extension timber beds here. So let me show you what we've got growing. So here, first arch, many arches along this bed. First arch, we have got scarlet runner beans. Let me show you the beautiful coloured flowers on there. These are a perennial bean, often referred to as 7-year bean, because it said they'll resprout for many years if well cared for. In my experience, you do have to mulch heavily. You need to label them over winter to protect their roots. So ours do resprout, so 3rd year now for this lot, but you can easily save beans and replant if yours don't resprout. And they're a really yummy, huge, long bean. I actually think they have a better taste than some of your other standard beans, but you've got to pick them young. And I haven't noticed any pods yet, but that's because scarlet runner beans don't like to fruit when it's too hot. The flowers actually drop off. So in Melbourne, they're often a autumn fruiting variety, which helps you extend your bean season. So these are your late fruiting beans, and you'll get beans from autumn all the way into winter. Edges of all our beds are always used to the max to grow a green manure and lots of comfrey. We have recorded a tutorial just on comfrey. Just got to find the time to edit it. That's always the issue. So that's coming out soon, but this was massive before and you couldn't even walk through here. But that's some of the free fertilizers we grow alongside our productive plants. And oregano here, using the edges. It's a key permaculture principle that edges have different properties and you can make use of them, as you can here, because you're taking advantage of any water and nutrients that leach out the side of your bed. I've got 3 main tomato plants, and up this second arch is a spaghetti squash, which is turning yellow. It suggests to me that it's ripening. It is humongous. I had no idea spaghetti squash gets so large. And there's another one on the other side of this arch as well, another fruit I mean. But this is a single plant that's climbed across this whole arch. And we actually have another variety of pumpkin on the other end of the arch, which I'll take you to. So tomatoes, been harvesting lots of these. There's Tommy Toe, that one's Wapsipinieon Peach, crazy name. You can see how that tomato's fuzzy. I've talked about this before, but it's said to deter fruit fly. It's like got fuzz all over it, as opposed to standard tomatoes, shiny. Got eggplants across the front, which were really suffocated by the comfrey until we cut it back. And that's why this whole area looks a bit flattened. This is the Elysium, and it's just coming back again because the comfrey had taken over. But yeah, these are Casper eggplants, white eggplants. They're your original eggplants, hence the name eggplants. They're meant to look like eggs and not all be purple. So since commercialization, we only get the purple ones. Not sure why. Bigger and easier to pick, perhaps. So that's on there. And this tomato is a Heritage Costoluto. And check out all our army of fungus eating ladybirds. So awesome. They've really helped keep the mildew at bay on all our cucurbits this year. Up along here we've got an Armenian cucumber, which is this really special type of white long cucumber that grows quite vigorously. I'll show you a few bigger plants later. This one's a bit smaller because it's on the trellis at the end of a bed and doesn't get as much sun. There's another one I'll show you. On the edges, lots of celery, giant celery that's grown on the edge of this bed. I mean, look at that. That's like as big as the shop bought stuff. And it's using, no one waters it and no one fertilizes it. It's just sucking up the nutrients when they leak out of the bed when you water. More celery there. Now let's look at this bed again. We've got the same structure of 3 tomatoes. So this is a Barry's Crazy Cherry. Wonderful, wonderful tomato. We actually had a garden tour, 2 tours in our yard yesterday, and people got to sample from these and everyone was so impressed with the flavour and the prolificness, of course. Barry's Crazy Cherry. This one is a striped Roma, and this one is blueberries. So covered in fruit. And we've got more scarlet runner beans, of course, up this side of the arch, so they're almost touching the centre. Thai basil in the corners here, just starting to flower. It's beautiful. And I planted this. I thought it was a sweet dumpling, and I'm not sure now whether it is a sweet dumpling, which is a cute little tiny pumpkin. I mean, it hasn't gone crazy and it's just got a pole like this, so it could still be. See, yeah, might be that flower there. A baby sweet dumpling, maybe. Little pumpkin there. That's our Kabocha Pumpkin. So up the other side of the spaghetti squash arch is a Kabocha, and then that's the other giant spaghetti squash I was talking about. The 2 types of pumpkin are battling it out across this arch. And lots of self-seeded pumpkin. This year all our self-seeded have been tromboncino, so I've actually been leaving them because I wouldn't mind a few more trombos, but it is getting crazily squishy. Where am I going to train this? We've got a decorative gourd going up there. Hasn't fruited yet, but who knows where it is. It's in our choco arbor somewhere. Cucumber, another trellis at the end of this bed. And pretty sure these are apple cucumbers. We've harvested quite a few off them already. But yeah, really prolific grower. Okay, turning around. See our chicken coop there. Beautiful green coverage on it. Now, heading to the juncture of our main keyhole bed. Again, a 2-level bed with roof tiles to make the keyhole section. And so, let me show you what we've got here. We've got a marigold that's yet to flower. I think this is one of my pretty ones. Could be the Pom Pom one. Shiso, which is a delicious Asian herb. It's a bit like mint, but more complex as well, used in Japanese and Korean cooking. And this is a purple shiso. I mean, that colour, so pretty. We still leave some winter veg in. They're not pretty, they get nibbled on by caterpillars, of course, but you know, we change our perception of what's beautiful and what's good for us. And wholly vegetables have been scientifically shown to be more nutritious than ones without hulls. because the plant releases certain chemicals to fight off insects, which are actually anti-carcinogenic and really good for your health. So change our perception of beauty. It means we can keep growing cabbages. So this is a cabbage, a leafing cabbage, and I'll show you a broccoli in there. You know, they're not pretty, but they do the job over summer. Lots of calendula flowers everywhere. Leaves are edible. Flowers have health benefits for teas. You can dry them. Yes, and we have a video which is also in production where we show you drying calendula for tea. So this bed, let's talk about the arches first. 2 arches across this bed. Kuri Pumpkin, which is our favourite pumpkin to grow. Tastes like chestnuts and it turns a beautiful amber orange colour. And this pumpkin is just taking over. You can see one there and another one up there. Yeah, massive. And on this side of the arch, we've got a tomato. I'm trying to train up the arch. It's a black cherry tomato. Going up this way, competing with the pumpkin. Second arch, we've got another decorative gourd, which is coming up that way, and it's really growing lush. I saw some tiny flowers, but no fruit yet. And heading into our main bed, we've got, it's all lined with calendula, tomatoes on each side, more shiso on that side, so creating some symmetry. And let's walk in. So this one is a, let me check what it is. I think it's a black Russian tomato. Lovely, so much fruit. This one is an orange fleshed purple smudge. Another one we grow year after year. The colour is just sensational. There's a spider web here. Let me just get rid of that. This is a black beefsteak tomato. It's not ripened yet. Yeah, loads of fruit. This is another one of our sprouting broccolis, which we leave through summer because we still enjoy the leaves and the heads. And this one hasn't been too badly attacked by white cabbage butterfly caterpillars. Bigger, more established plants are more resilient, and also hiding it in this forest helps to deter and confuse pests. It's hidden here in a forest of calendula, tomato, marigolds. You know, every bit helps. Then we've got a dark galaxy tomatoes here. Been enjoying these. Behind that, massive row of white glutinous corn, which is our favourite eating corn. I mean, we love sweet corn, don't get us wrong, but white glutinous corn is in a league of its own. Here, moving around here, we've got Tigerella tomatoes. So many tomatoes. Really productive and beautiful variety, and that's getting tall. So lots of extra support and staking needed at this point. Kind of tie it to any surface you have, sticks, archways, anything. Now this is our green zebra tomatoes. Oh, and I can see colour change on that. So people always ask me, when are they ripe? Well, they actually need to turn golden with green stripes, not pale green with dark green stripes. So you can see that one's unripe. That one is ripening, but will be left for longer. They're beautiful, beautiful tomatoes. Again, striped like the Tigerella. So much fruit again on that. And another one of our faves. This one. This is a golden Tigerella. So see how that's got stripes on it, and then when it ripens it turns golden coloured with white stripes. So it's really hard to show that up on the camera, but in real life it looks like it's got specks of gold on it. And when unripe like that. Happy, pretty tomatoes. Now, that is not all for these beds. We've also got more herbs on the outside, of course. Thyme here, more oregano, lots of self-seeded potato, which I've just let go. Why not? Looks healthy. It's a purple variety too, you can tell. So the stem and the colouring on the leaf. Elysium on the side of the bed to attract your predators. And we've got this mesh along the outside, so it's almost like a cage around this bed. This again is the Armenian cucumbers, and look how tall that grows. So that is over 2 meters tall already. It's got lots of baby fruit on it. Like here. Takes a while to get established, but once it does, so prolific. So there's a couple of those. And then we've got your more standard salad cucumbers, which we have a fridge full of at the moment. These are much shorter growing, you can see. They're like only waist high. But yes, so productive. Loads and loads of cucumbers. Working our way over here. Got some more sprouting broccoli in there. Some broccoli heads there. Another Armenian cucumber. Also got some Purple King beans climbing up through here. And I've got a snake bean here. I've never had much success with them. In fact, a few of them have died already this season. But this one is looking so healthy. And it's got a big flower head. So I'm really optimistic. Maybe naively so, but hopeful that we'll get some nice snake beans this year. It's getting competitive here though. The Armenian cucumbers are kind of shading out. There's glorious corn, and look at the beautiful pink silks that form on this variety of corn. It's white corn, but lovely pink silks and tassels, sort of pink tinged as well. And that tells me the corn's not too far away. But yeah, this has gotten huge. It's just why you plant this on the southern side of your bed. And we're talking in the southern hemisphere. You don't want to shade out your other plants. So let's walk around the bed now. Okay, this is the other side of the bed. More corn. Another gigantic self-seeded pumpkin. Like, these leaves are like 6 times the size of my hand. They're so big. I am guessing it's a tromboncino again by the pattern on the leaf. And this one in here looks like a self-seeded Kuri Pumpkin. And, you know, I did have beans planted in here. Oh yeah, there they are. shaded out. Always gets competitive at this time of year. Some beans along here. These are frost beans. They produce beautiful red, white seeds. They're like yin-yang beans, but red-white. Look how tall that's gone all the way up. And you can see baby beans. Yay! So the name tells you that yes, it's very cold tolerant and it will keep producing into winter. So these beans on the way. And we keep walking over here. Pretty sure, let me check the label. Yep, lazy housewife beans. All up here into the arch already. And yeah, lots of beans, which we need to get picking, I think. Alright, back to the black cherry tomatoes. Now heading along this way to this bed. Oh yeah, I showed you those pumpkins. This is hyacinth bean, which is such a vigorous tropical bean that last year it took over my entire greenhouse. I'll put a picture of what happened. I was growing it as natural shade in the greenhouse, but it ended up becoming like taking over. So this year I thought, yeah, why not try it out here and see how it competes with the choco. So that's gone into there. So I'm hoping I'll have chocos and beans hanging down here in about no time. So don't forget to check out our choco video. I'll put a link at the top. And yeah, that completes the tour of this bed. Oh yes, two things I forgot to mention. Can't believe I forgot you beauties. So these are our Pom Pom Dahlias. This is in a burnt orange sunset colour. And this just comes back on its own year after year. So tough. Squished into this corner with the chocos, but just such a happy camper and so stunning. Love them. Our cornflowers that are finishing up here. And one last thing is, yeah, I chucked some paprikas here because we had too many plants and nowhere to put them. Normally I pot them up into pots for ease of overwintering. But yeah, this one's here. And it took a while to get settled, but seems really happy now. On our bed, all our comfrey that I picked before the tour so people could walk through the paths. Chucked on as a mulch and a fertilizer as it breaks down. Okay, so I think I've covered everything. Hope you enjoyed that tour and learned a thing or two about how we do things in our food forest. And until next time, I'm going to show you some of our other garden beds. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to our channel and share it with friends if you've enjoyed it, because it just helps us so much to be able to make more content like this and to keep spreading the message about food growing. Next week I'll show you some of the other parts of our garden, so stay tuned for that. Big patch back here still, and of course the greenhouse, and there's still the front yard. Yeah, so until next time.